I have never done a video before like this, so I'm going to give it a try and see how it works out. So we're at the Google Earth Pro files over here, these fun little KMZ files that we all struggle a little bit with. So first thing we do is over here open the KMZ file. I'm actually not entirely sure how to get these to open properly every time because I am new to Windows for the first time in 12 years. But for me it downloads over here after clicking the link over here. So first we'll look at the instructions. So we're going to open the KMZ file from the blue box. Over in Places panel we'll have a temporary folder, and we're going to go follow the trees down through these steps. And then after that we're going to go through these steps for parts A through C. Alright, so I launched Google Earth Pro on my computer, and over here in temporary places is where that KMZ file that I just downloaded opened or appeared. So from here it says the Places panel, and this is the Places panel. We're going to expand number 6, atmospheric moisture. So expand, and then we're going to open the 6.4 acid rain folder. So over here, 6.4 acid rain, open that. And then from there, we're going to expand the EPA Progress Reports, which that opened. And then the things that we're looking for are down here in maps, the deposition and concentration maps. So on here, it has the different elements over the different times. So we've got, let me see if I can expand this. Ambient sulfur dioxide for the different time periods. Here's sulfate concentration, etc. So from here, you'll notice the Earth, it's showing me the middle of the Pacific. So I'm going to click, if I double click on the folder, it'll take me, Google Earth will take me to where the edits are generally. So it's all the same here. So I've got 89, and then it gives me different edits for 2010. There we go. Now I get a better, flatter picture if I double click up on maps. So the questions are asking things based on the available data in the map section of the EPA Progress Reports folder. Which of the following regions was most impacted by various acid rain producing compounds? So we're supposed to look at the areas and see the which regions were most affected by various ones. And I'm sorry if my kids are loud in the background. So we can see over here there's a lot of concentration. And we'll click over here. See, there's a lot of concentration. Same thing again over here for 89. And the darker red areas again. So it's all over there in the northeast area primarily. Which out of the questions, there's the Columbia River Valley, the Gulf Coastal Plain, which would be down here. Lower Mississippi River Valley, which the Mississippi is, yep, there it is, coming down between Mississippi and Louisiana. So the lower would be down here, or the Ohio River Valley, and this is the Ohio River along here, and the Arkansas River, which I'm not entirely sure where that is, to be honest. So, but I can tell, it looks like from most of these, the Ohio River Valley looks like the predominant area. So that's for part A, and then if we come down here for part B, based on the available data in the map section of the EPA Progress Reports folder, which again we're still in over here, the Progress Reports folder, which of the following compounds saw the most widespread improvement or a decrease in concentration across the largest area from 89 to 91? So we're essentially compare what we have over here in 89 to 91, in all these sets. So this is the sulfur dioxide. So we're looking for the greatest improvement. The sulfate concentration, ambient sulfate. So that one had a lot of red prior and then a lot more green after. Ambient nitrate was concentrated in a single area, but it's still a little high over here. And the wet sulfate, very high. Still a little on the high side. And inorganic nitrogen was high and still high. So the one that looks like the best option here is the ambient sulfate. Oh, sorry, and I got the wrong one, ambient sulfate. So that's for part B. And then part C, which of the following compounds did not see significant widespread improvement or a decrease from 89 to 91? And that looked like it was the last one here, the wet inorganic nitrogen. So from 89 to 91 and 2008 to 2010, the area just moved. And the final question on this, for part D, it gives us some different instructions. It says to collapse the map section of the EPA Progress Reports folder. So collapse the map section, and I'm going to unclick it too. I unclicked everything. Open the point emissions section. So I've got point emissions right here. Annual emissions and heat output. Point emissions, the folder contains point data for facilities. So we'll go ahead and open that. Data shown for sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxides, carbon dioxides, and overall heat release. We are focusing on sulfur dioxide for this one. So we're going to examine the release of the significant component acid rain, examine the areas of the country with the most concentrated levels of sulfur dioxide production. And I have this wonderful thing over here blocking that's keeping me from seeing it, so I'm just going to pull the map over. And it looks like over here is pretty heavy, and over here is also pretty heavy. And if I click on that, it kind of shows me where the points are from. And some are in West Virginia and some are in Ohio. And this ball up here, it looks slightly larger. And the answer is Pennsylvania, because it's the Homer plant. I remember reading from the tip over here in Pennsylvania. If I double click, it'll keep zooming in to show me. Homer City plant.